Greetings! This video is about how to do APA 7th edition references. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about some basic rules. Then we're going to take a look at the sample provided here. And again, the sample comes from the Purdue OWL website. And one thing that they talk about on the Purdue OWL is that APA references have some general basic rules. The references should appear at the end of the paper. You notice in the sample it starts right at the very top. It's not included on the same page as the conclusion of your paper. You notice that there is a bold level 1 heading in the sample here, and that's typical for APA. So some of the general rules, all lines after the first paper should be reverse indented, and it's about 1/2 inch from the left margin. So you look at the sample and you notice the first line is not indented, and then the following lines are reverse indented. All authors' names should be inverted. That means the last names, you'll see last name, comma, first initial. If there's another initial, there's a period, space. So take a look at the periods and the spacings after the author's names. Authors' first names and middle names should be written as initials. There's spaces and periods appropriately, so take a look at what that looks like. If a middle name isn't available, just use the author's first name, which if it was John Smith, it'd be just J. Give the last name and the first and middle initials for all authors, and including 20. So this is something that's changed in APA 7. If there are more than 21 authors, use an ellipsis but no ampersand after the 19th author and then the final author's name. References should be alphabetized by last name of the very first author. And so take a look at the group and you'll notice there's Anderson, then there's Armstrong. Well, these are the same format as they are found in the actual articles that they publish. So you'll notice that in this example, the Bacon one as these three authors, and there's second author is M, and the third author starts with G, but that's the order of how they were written in the paper that was published. Usually the people with the most seniority or most notability have their last names first. Multiple authors by the same author and authors listed in the same order list the entries in chronological order from the earliest to the most recent. When referencing titles of books, chapters, articles, reports, and web pages or other sources, capitalize only the first letter of the first word of the title and subtitle, the first word after a colon or dash in the title, and proper nouns. Generally speaking, we italicize the name of the publication. Sometimes I see people trying to do that with the article name, but it's the publication name. So Harvard Business Review, not a look into leadership would be the name of the title. So you'll notice that the words in italics are the journal publications. So let's take a look at these a little bit, what's going on. You'll see last name, space, first initial, period, comma, space, ampersand. So when you're connecting the last author, you're using an ampersand. Sometimes people put an and there, but using and is wrong. You're connecting the last author by last name. So you'll notice the name, the date is in parentheses, then there's a period, article title, and then the period, and then publication title, and then we have the publication issue and volume number, and then page number, comma, So you notice the volume number is in italics, the page numbers 431 through 441, and then a period, and then the DOI reference. So you've got the whole reference, and you'll notice the formatting here. This publication is a publication that didn't have any authors' names in it, but it came from a website. You'll notice same thing with this, but there was a date. You'll notice this ND, an N period, D period in parentheses, and then a period. That means there was no date found. This publication did have a date, and of course here's the full reference list there, and the publication is what's in italics here. So you'll see the DOI web address in full here, the publication title and the article title, and of course the volume and the issue. Volume 30 is in italics, no space, 2. Issue number 2 is in parentheses, comma, space, and then the page numbers. So you can kind of figure out what's going on from taking a look at this. But generally speaking, those are what APA references look like. I want to keep the video short. Of course, you can find a lot of information out there for free, but hopefully this video gets you started. Again, the reference page is on a separate page from the rest of the paper. Level 1, bold heading. The first line is not indented, and then all subsequent lines are reverse indented an inch into the paper. So 1/2 of an inch, I'm sorry, into the paper. Publication titles are in italics, and they're in alphabetical order. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you have a great day. This has been APA 7th edition Guide to Writing References. I'm Dr. Paul Gerhardt.